Hello everyone, welcome to Quad Cup Season 3. My name is Carter Williams, and today's match is going to be Eddie and Oliver. Yeah, that's Eddie right there. Welcome to this match. This is going to be a great match. I do see a lot of support in the chat already, so let's get that chat fired up. Um, and yeah, without further ado, I think we're ready to begin. So, sorry, Eddie, you are the better seed here. Would you like to go with heads or tails? All right, so Eddie's gonna go for heads, and we're gonna get heads. So Eddie, would you like to go first or second? All right, Oliver's gonna go first. Eddie's gonna go second. I'll generate a clock scramble, and that's gonna be your scramble. So good luck to the both of you. All right, so we are off. Right now, it is a very interesting match this, because whoever wins will be in control of their destiny to determine if they automatically advance to the next round. Yeah, but Oliver's going to start off the scoring here. It's a solved clock, and it's a 4. Eddie right now is currently away from his home on vacation, but he has volunteered to do Clock Cup, so we'll see how that affects this match. But I think right now the poll is in Eddie's favor. It could be because of the support in the chat for Eddie, but that's a good solve right there. And that's going to be a 297 to bring in the scoring. It's going to be a point for Eddie. Let's watch a replay of that. That is insane. Wow. All right. What a way to start off the match with a 2. Late work, no reaction. Oh, Eddie is not happy about that, but it's going to be a 4 anyway. 421. Alright, Oliver is going to try beating that with 7 simul. That's not going to do it. It's DNF from the looks of it, so yeah, that's going to be 2 straight points for Eddie here. So Eddie's second Clock Cup match of the season, and he's off to a great start right now. Still some support in the chat for Estonia. We'll see how that goes with this solve. With Oliver is using the Anders mod. I don't know what Eddie is using. It's a 565 from Oliver. Oliver is also using a Gen 3 timer, which is quite interesting. So this is going to be probably an easy point for Eddie, unless something happens, which, okay, he nods, and it's going to be a 430. So Eddie is going to get another point. 3-0 is also how he opened the scoring against Carter Thomas, and that match did not end very well for Eddie. But we'll see if Oliver can pull some of a comeback. I do like the cover from Oliver there, I can tell. I think that was an attempt at an Estonian flag, even though the middle part is supposed to really be like a black instead of a gray. Ooh, that's good, but it's a DNF. So Oliver is allowed to get back on the board here. His first point of the match. It's not going to be a clean sweep for Eddie, but I don't think it had any chance of being so. Oliver is a very formidable competitor. He is the only competitor to have participated in all 3 seasons of Clock Cup, yet he has not won a single match. That is very unfortunate, but it is somewhat of a feat in itself to qualify anyway. So he has been a Clock Cup mainstay, as I would like to call it. Bit of a fumble from Oliver there. That's going to be a 4 from Oliver, a high 472. Eddie has beaten this in his past 3 solves that he's completed. He would have beaten it in the 4th solve too, but he DNF'd that one. But let's see if he can get this one. He does. He seems pretty calm about it, so that's probably going to be a point. Yep, 4-1 Eddie. If Eddie wins this match, which he looks right now to have an early lead, he would be able to he's going to be in competition with Reed, and that would determine the last qualification spot. Oliver can still qualify through a wild card if he loses this match but wins against Carter Thomas. So Oliver is searching for a win, but he could really seal the deal if he just wins both of his next matches. But that's a DNF from Eddie. It would have been, well, it looks to be a good solve too, but it's a 334 DNF. So Oliver is going to take another point from Eddie. And maybe the score line doesn't necessarily reflect how much of an Eddie domination this has been. So flipping the backside there, it's a 6, but it does get a point, and that's Oliver's Christmas present right there. 2 points from Eddie when it really should have been 6. Yeah, Oliver's not showing too much consistency here. Probably a sign he's either nervous or I don't know what it could be, but he's gonna try. He should try to make this closer than it already is. Yeah, that D move looked really awkward. He finishes it off. Okay, I guess 455 from Oliver. Yeah, that first D move is so important because if you don't get that right, then a lot of the solve can go wrong. That is a FaceTime call. I'm gonna decline. It's solved from Eddie, and that's probably gonna beat him. Yeah, it's a 3. So Eddie is going to take a 5-2 lead. Does someone Polish have a match today? No, I don't think so. What would I need to average to compete in the Clock Cup? Last time the qualifying average cutoff was sub 5, as Samuel mentioned, but that competitor limit could be increased next season. But usually the qualifying times go down, except for when like the competitor limit is raised. But usually, like your ranking would fall down more and more. But it's a 3 from Eddie here, a 354. Right now, Eddie has a 387 mean with a usually no outstanding, incredibly poor results from Eddie other than just DNFs, which don't contribute to his mean. But Oliver's not going to be able to beat that. It's 6-2. This could be a walk in the park for Eddie right now, only conceding solves on DNFs. He has not lost a point because of a timed solve from Oliver that would beat his own completed clock solve. Once again, really shaky at the start. Oliver can recover usually, but he doesn't really recover there. That's a solved clock. Yeah, that's a solved clock. It's going to be a 475 from Oliver. Yes, but Marcel does have 2 matches tomorrow. Back to back, too. Yeah, Yeah, it's a solved clock from Eddie. He did hesitate a little bit, but it's a free again. So that's going to put him 7-2 right now. Yeah, this could be also very crucial for Eddie in the solve differential game, because if Eddie plays his cards right here, I believe he could potentially eliminate Oliver from automatic actually, no, he would eliminate Oliver from automatic qualification very easily. But that's going to be another free. A 370. So that equates to, I believe, let me do my... I'll calculate that average for Eddie. But that's a really good individual average. That's going to be... That would be a 361 average from Eddie that you just got, which would not be WR, but it would be very good. I believe it would rank 4th in the world, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's sorry, it might be 5th. I'm not sure, but it would be a very good result if it was official. But Eddie's official results, he does have a sub-4 average, which did put him in the top 10 for a little bit, but it's a DNF from Oliver. Oliver has a lot of Estonian NRs under his belt. In fact, at the time of submitting his response in December, he had, let's count here, he had I don't know what I forgot how many NRs he has, but he has, I think, like 11 NRs or something insane like that. But 9 points for Eddie here, if the scoreboard's gonna update. And it did just there. And that's a 401 from Eddie. So the benchmark is sub 4, but Oliver has not met that benchmark. But he has 2 331s in Clock Cup. So I wonder if he's going to do the same here. But it's going to be a flip solve, actually. I don't know what that was, but it's a 433. He got close. But Eddie is walking through Oliver right now. Once again, those 2 solves were DNFs from Eddie early on. He has 15 NRs. Yeah, that is insane. That's gonna be a 505 from Oliver here. This could be another loss in the books for Oliver right now, but yeah, unfortunate to say the least. Eddie is going to get a 4-13, so that's going to be 11 points for Eddie and 2 points for Oliver. Yeah, no, Eddie, that could be another DNF there. So that's another point for Oliver. But still doesn't change the fact that Oliver has only 1 points based off of Eddie's DNFs. You should check the backside there, but I don't know if that was just a flip solve. That's going to be 11-3 in Eddie's favor. This match has seemed to flown by, mainly because of a lack of points scored from Oliver to make this match maybe a little bit closer, but not Oliver's day, maybe not Oliver's season here. His season could be coming to a crashing end at Carter versus Oliver. But Eddie will be very pleased by this result. This could take him out of the negative solve differentials, which is pretty crucial as well. Maybe balancing out that 15-6 loss from Carter Thomas a couple weeks prior to this one. But the solid 459 beats Oliver's 530. So 12-3. I have to ask this question, but would you guys like a halftime break? Nope.
I'm good.
No. Okay. Yeah, so no halftime breaks. I think that would be... I would probably say no if someone asked for one at this point anyway. Maybe if Oliver asked for it, but unfortunately I don't think this match does not look like it has a comeback in store. That's a really solid solve from Eddie. 303. Wow. Two really, really good solves from Eddie. A 297 and a 303. Incredible. That would have been 6. Okay. Imagine if Clock Up logo was a clock in a cup. Huh. That gives me a good idea. 13-3 in Eddie's favor. 2 more points until Oliver can probably get out of this nightmare. Oliver's going to open this point for possibly a gateway or a key into match point for Eddie. Let's see what Oliver has left in the tank. That's really good from Oliver. That could be a point that isn't based off of Eddie's DNF. It's a 358. So let's check out what that's going to be for Eddie. 358 is the time to beat. Does Eddie beat it? No, it doesn't look like he does. It's a 356, but it's a DNF. So Oliver gets a point, but again, it's because of an Eddie DNF. So Eddie is kind of hurting himself in the solve differential category, but it might not matter if he can win against Reed. So that next match against Reed and Eddie is going to be extremely important in determining who advances out of the bracket stage, because whoever wins has that qualification secure. Whoever loses would be placed into a wild card ranking, and only the 4 out of this... Oh! A very hard fumble from Eddie. Could it all be falling apart at the end? It's a 6 and a DNF. Followed up after a 303, of course, but is this finally the chance for Oliver to get a point based on actually beating Eddie in time to solve? The answer looks to be yes. So 13-5. Oliver would have to set the benchmark for himself again. But Oliver has finally gained 2 points in succession in this match. I think Oliver's really scrambling here. He's probably just going to do flip. Yep. Is it a solved clock? It is a solved clock. And maybe he finally found a little bit of form. It's a 472. This could be really interesting if Eddie concedes another point, but that's very unlikely to happen. think Eddie might. Oh no! Does he take that one? No, he doesn't. It's a 583. 3 points in succession for Oliver. It's not looking great for Eddie. What should have been maybe a walk in the park has turned into a little bit of a red flag, but it'd be very hard to see an Oliver comeback, to be fair. Although an attempt at one would be extremely entertaining. Eddie's going to set another benchmark for himself. Okay, it's solved, and that's a little bit more of what we've saw from Eddie before. 328. Very hard for Oliver to beat. He's going to do 7 simul on this solve. Is it going to be a free... No, it's not. But it was a good attempt at trying. It's a DNF. From what it looks like. Or it doesn't really matter because I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have beaten that. So 14-6. Oliver is going to set the benchmark for Eddie's match point. So Oliver setting the benchmark once again. And let's see what that time is. It's a solved clock. And it's going to be a low 4 probably, a 4:16. That's what Eddie got as his average in US Nationals. But that's also what Brendan got in his average at US Nationals, and he had the better single, which kicked Eddie out of a 3rd place finish there. But Eddie could finish off this match, and he does there. It's a 360. So, again, the average of who he lost to in the same scoreline, 15-6. But now it's Eddie's turn here. He wins 15-6 in Group A. What an interesting bit of action at the end, but yeah, it seemed to be Eddie's day today. What did you guys think of that match?
Yeah. I I don't know.
I guess it was pretty good. I'd say the
Yeah,
297. That's a first solve of the match, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. Oliver, what did you think of that match?
Well, well, I was doing basically just 7 simul unless I messed up memo or panicked. But I just started practicing it like a week ago, and well, the turning was well mediocre if I was positive, but all of them had like missed turns. But
Mm.
because I got like a 2.9 in practice, and then all of them were like 5 seconds. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. What? Okay. So Eddie, you did really good like throughout the match, except for unfortunately, um, that sorry, the solves at the end were a little bit hard to watch at the because you knew that you could have secured a lead, or secured the win. So, what was your mindset, maybe your explanation to why that happened, and how you maybe kind of got back at the end?
I don't know. This whole match, I was just trying to be as consistent as possible, and I didn't really think about it too much. So
Yeah. Um, Oliver, until the end there, most of your wins came from Eddie's DNFs. So, your next match against Carter is probably going to be more of an exhibition match because you would have to win against Carter by a certain margin, I believe. Um, I don't know what the margin is exactly, but you have to. First of all, you'd have to hope that Eddie loses by like 15 points, and then against Reed, and then Oliver, you would have to win against Carter by, I think it's if I get the math right, I just want to give you a specific answer. It would have to be something crazy like 10, 15, 5 or something like that. So what's your expectation going into the Carter match?
Well, I'm not looking to advance because I don't think it's possible. Because Will Carter is like top 10 in the world, and I'm just trying to just get my seven simul solves a bit smoother, I guess.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see that being tested out there. Eddie, your next match against Reed is extremely influential, because whoever wins that match would get an automatic spot into the round of 16. So, what's your hope for that match? Do you think you can beat Reed?
I think it would be very close, but I don't know. I hope I win.
Yeah, that is the hope, I guess, from your camp. So, tomorrow we have a lot of matches. We have all of the Group F matches, I believe, the remaining ones, including the ones for Match Week 3 at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and 3 p.m. And there's also a Group D match against Magnus and Martin Suin. At let me see here. I believe it's at 9 a.m. Eastern. So, thank you guys all for watching. That's gonna be it for Clock Up today. Yeah, we'll see you all later.